Okay, it's the Morning Brew. Welcome back. I'm Larry Aarons. This portion of our show is brought to you by the Albuquerque Theater Guild. If you want to know what's playing around town on stage, there's the website URL, abqtheater.org. The Albuquerque Theater Guild, your guide to live theater in the Duke City. And with us today, we have Laurie Stewart, who is an actor with the Oxdog Theater, and Michael Miller, who is a director and actor himself. And we're going to talk about a bit of a sensitive subject today, which is about the show called, how do you pronounce it, Night Mother?
Mm-hmm. Night Mother.
That's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
And it deals with suicide.
Yes.
And tragedy and conflict.
An adult daughter and a mother living together after her divorce, and she announces pretty early in the show, just a few moments into the show, and very calmly, that she's going to kill herself in a couple of hours. And then the show unfolds from there.
My goodness.
Jessie announces to her mother.
This
and
is
then
a-
the fight is on to save
This is a
Jessie's life.
Tony Award-winning play?
No, Tony nominated,
nominated?
but a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Yes.
Wow.
Marcia Norman wrote this in 1983. It opened and played Broadway. They've done a movie with it. Oprah's going to do it next year on Broadway with Audrey McDonald. And I think our show is probably on par with most of those.
Yes.
Actually, I'm a little biased. I think it's better than that. But it's more about the relationship between these two women than it is about the actual physical act of suicide. It does explore the reasoning behind it, but it's the relationship that causes it that I think is probably the primary point we're trying to push.
Obviously, there's a lot of drama, a lot of edginess to this. Laurie, what do you play in this production?
I play Jessie, the daughter, and Nanette Mordaunt, who, if you see a lot of theater in Albuquerque, you'll know who she is, plays the mother.
So your character, from the very beginning, is trying to. Are you trying to talk your mother out of it? Or
No, she's trying to talk me out of it.
I see. You're the one that.
Jessie has made up her mind that this is it. She's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you bring that to the stage? How do you get your mind into that? I know you're a professional actress and you do
Well,
this,
that's how you do it.
Yeah.
You just, what I do, anytime I play a role, is try to find that piece of me, no matter how small, that's sort of like my character. And that's kind of the bridge between me and that person. So, yeah, there are parts of me and Jessie, although I'm not going to go home and put a gun to my head tonight or anything. But there are pieces of her that are like me. And so I can relate to her and speak up for her and tell her story in an honest way.
Wow.
I think there are elements of this relationship that may hit home with a lot of our audience, not the exact action of a suicide, but the contentiousness of a mother-daughter, father-son relationship is there. And what happens in this thing is that they've talked at each other for years, and now they really talk to each other. Because there's a love at the basis of the relationship, and just conditions have brought it to this.
That was my next question. Does this mother and daughter love each other? Do they like each other? How are they
They
joined?
love each other all the time. I think there are moments in their lives where they actually like each other. But they always love each other.
Obviously, the drama is what we want to see in this play. This is what we're going to go. We're going to see some performances here, I think, that are pretty remarkable.
This play is an outstanding character study for two women, and you will see the drama. You'll see the relationship as it morphs from this talking at to talking to phase. And
are there other people involved? Is there anybody else in the cast?
That's it, two people.
Is it.
Just the two
The
of
movie
us.
added some additional people because that's what movies do, but
Yes.
for stage, it's just two people.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wow.
Just learning the lines was
Yes.
the challenge.
Once you're out there, you're out there.
We're out there an hour and a half.
Uh,
We're good, just two of us. So Nanette and I started early in February.
I bet you did.
Hmm.
As you've rehearsed this, how do you feel afterwards? I mean, as you get out of character, what,
I think
are you,
it's easier for me to divorce myself from it when it's over, sort of shake it off, than it is for Nanette. She always needs a great big bear hug when we're all done.
It can be emotionally draining, and at various points throughout, it is for both in the process of presenting this story. Nanette has a rougher ending than Laurie does, and so it takes her a few minutes to recover.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Have you put, as the director, have you put anything different, any different twists in this?
Twists, no, probably not. One of the things that I did do with this particular, since it's a character study and it's primarily about the relationship and how these characters are connected to each other, we concentrated on the relationships and the characters, and I didn't block the show. That's a theater term, of course, for telling people where to go and how to move. I let the ladies do that themselves based on, you know, the general set and where they felt they would be at any point in this conversation.
What is the set? Is it a living room?
It's a living room kitchen. It's a reminiscent of a studio apartment is actually what it is. In that it's got one room with a living room on one side and the kitchen on the other, and a table in the middle where a lot of the action takes place.
My goodness. So we find out right at the beginning that the daughter wants to commit suicide.
Yes.
How do, as an audience, and I'm trying to put myself in the audience here, how do we know what happened to drive you to that point? Do you explain?
Yes.
Okay.
She reveals all of her reasons for wanting to move on as the show develops. So, yeah.
So the story is told and the relationships revealed and the reasons, like peeling layers off of an onion.
I see.
And when you get to the core of the onion, then you get the real meat of the relationship.
What do you expect the audience reaction to be when it's over?
I hope they'll be sobbing like our Vicki Liberatore, who's the producing artistic director at Oxdog, sat in on rehearsal, Monday night?
I think it was Monday,
one of our first run-throughs on our set. She was sobbing by the end of it, and we hope that will move people in that way.
Good.
Bring your tissues.
Yes.
And
when do you open?
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
June 13th, runs through the 29th, Fridays and Saturdays, Sunday matinee.
Well, this is obviously very compelling, and
it is. There's another interesting element about it from an outside standpoint, and that this young lady is actually my daughter.
Not just my director, but also my daddy.
Oh, well, happy Father's Day then.
Absolutely.
It added a different element.
Got my mother design the set.
Wow, it's a family affair.
It's a family affair.
Always
Thank you both for
Thank
being
you.
here. Thank you. Michael Miller and Laurie Stewart, Oxdog Theater, the show Night Mother. This segment brought to you by the Albuquerque Theater Guild. We'll be right back.